Stars make every player on the team better. Michael Jordan, his ability to challenge himself, his natural ability physically of being able to play with such great energy, his intelligence, basketball intelligence, all those things I think were remarkable. I enjoyed coaching Michael Jordan because he had a respect for coaches and he had a desire to play at a peak level, and he's willing to follow instructions without, wanting to over-dominate the game. Even as a young player, there were times in the fourth quarter where he would make up the difference in a ball game on his own. I had to bring Michael in my office and say, Michael, when's the last time someone who led the league in scoring won a championship? Thought about it a bit. He said, Rick Barry. I said, yeah, that's right, in the 70s. But it's very rare that person that wins scoring championship is also on a championship team. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to move the ball around, and we're going to take the spotlight off you all the time and involve the other players on your team. He said, oh, you're going to have that equal opportunity offense. Well, what's going to happen when the 24-second clock gets under 5 seconds? We'll coach the players how to get the ball to you in that particular time so you can activate the ball. Save that terrific scoring ability for the fourth quarter. He laughed, and he accepted the responsibility. And the other thing that we did is we moved him from a guard to a forward position. We really wanted to win the series in Chicago, Game 5, and we lost this game, and we flew out to Utah to play the 6th game, and Michael said, we're going to end it tonight. You guys get ready for this ball game because we're not going 7. Going into the game, we kind of knew what we had to do to win the game. You had to play close, but come out and win the game in the last 5 minutes. The timeout that I did take with about 40-some seconds to go. That was the key, because knowing Jerry Sloan and having coached against him many times, I knew that if we could go down and score and make it a one-possession game, that he wouldn't call a timeout. We'll run the open. Dennis will, run a pick or set a pick or slip a pick, depending upon what Ostertag does. And Michael, you can double back on Malone if you have the ability. You saw the crowd rise behind that whole activity. You could see the anticipation that they had that this was a crucial moment. Michael changed the idea and pulled up for the jumper instead of taking it to the hoop and finished it. We called that season The Last Dance, and I thought, for an ending of a career, there could have been nothing sweeter than what Michael had just done.
All right, fellas, let's get out of the box quickly. Do what we did last time, take a shot.
What time is it?
Game time! Move!
Every great plot has its twist. Game 5 of the NBA Finals was no exception. In fact, it may have shifted the momentum in this series. Michael Jordan was hitting the back of the rim all night. Meanwhile, Karl Malone finally found his rhythm, 39 points. And he had help, most notably from an unlikely source, forward Antoine Carr. Called upon in the second half, Carr had 5 attempts from the field. He made all 5. Chicago couldn't close it out at home. So we're back in Utah for Game 6, coming up next.
And a lovely evening view south over the Utah State Capitol building here in Salt Lake City, Utah. A spectacular setting for tonight's game. We now go over to Dan Roberts, the PA announcer for tonight's game.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to the Delta Center for game number 13. Going forward, number 3 and 6, serving from Longview.
Welcome, everyone, to Game 6 of the NBA Finals. I'm Kevin Harlan, and with me, former NBA Coach of the Year Mike Fratello and former player Clark Kellogg. On our sideline tonight, reporter David Aldridge. Mike, the only reason this series was extended to Game 6 is because of Utah's adjustments in Game 5.
The screen and roll is a big part of their offense. They went away from it. Instead, they posted Karl Malone, inserted Antoine Carr who gave them another shooter, so when Pippen doubled, they could kick the ball to the open man.
And for Chicago in Game 5, Tony Kukoc coming up big, Clark. He had 30 points, but Jordan and Pippen could not get it going.
That's why we always talk about the importance of the team. It's rare that either guy, Pippen or Jordan, is off his game, let alone both of them at the same time. Jordan just couldn't find the range, and Pippen was ineffective against Hornacek in the low post.
It was so surprising, but Hornacek did a great job.
Yeah.
On the floor for the Chicago Bulls, Luke Longley is at the 5. The forwards, Scottie Pippen and Tony Kukoc. And at the guard positions, Ron Harper and the great Michael Jordan. And so for the Utah Jazz, it's Adam Keefe and Karl Malone inside. Brian Russell at the 3 and also tasked with defending Michael Jordan. And the skilled backcourt of Jeff Hornacek and John Stockton.
When you look at how the Bulls have played on the road this postseason, they're only 4-4, and most of those losses have come against their toughest opponents, Utah and Indiana.
And he's good on the 3 ball. Pippen's got the first bucket of the game with the 3 for the Bulls. Oh, and they need a basket in the worst way.
I think they're forcing things right now, and it's why their offense looks so pedestrian.
At the top of the key, Malone. Back to Stockton. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Harper. Got a hand on it. Jordan against Hornacek. Jordan is doubled. And he makes good on the layup. Clark, of course, it took Chicago 7 games to get past Indiana. And as a former Pacer, I know how proud you are of those players from Indianapolis.
No question about it, Kevin, being part of that franchise's history and seeing that Indiana team push the Bulls harder than any team had during this dynasty, impressive.
It was. Here is Stockton, following the basket by Michael Jordan. Stockton, nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Hey, Clark, with the injury issues to Pippen and Harper, so much falling on the big shoulders of Michael Jordan.
And we know those shoulders are broad and capable, and we're used to thinking of Michael Jordan as superhuman, but he's now in his 30s playing big minutes. Does he have enough to climb another hurdle? We'll see.
It's going to be interesting to find out. Jordan is doubled, and that's a foul called on John Stockton. That's his first foul.
Team foul.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Right side, Jordan. 5 on the clock. Over Russell. The Bulls with the finish line in sight, looking for their 6th ring in the last 8 years. And a big Game 5 for Tony Kukoc. You know, Clark, he made as many shots in just 13 attempts as Jordan and Pippen made collectively in a combined 42. I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah, his efficiency was off the charts, and I don't think the Bulls fed him enough. They got to remedy that tonight, though, Kevin.
You're right. And the Bulls, David Aldridge, with some concerning injury.
Thanks, guys. Now, the big news for the Bulls is the condition of Scottie Pippen, who hurt his back in Game 3. He did take an injection yesterday, did electrical stim, iced it, had ultrasound and a massage, and then he did a lot of stretching. He told me he's a little bit ginger, but nothing can keep him out of a game like this. Back to you.
We knew that. David, thank you. Mike, it really has been an injury-plagued series for the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, Ron Harper has the flu, can't hold down any food. Plus, the Bulls have been without a couple other key players. Monumental challenge for them tonight.
Huge, you're right.
And both of these teams have struggled with their three-point shooting throughout this series.
And you know, Mike, in particular, the Jazz, I mean, they've been around 22% through the first 5 games. During the regular season, they shot 37%, good for 5th best in the league.
Here's Hornacek, following the basket by Michael Jordan. Hornacek, right side. Back to Stockton. Pass to Carr. Over Kukoc. Carr, no good.
Not a bad look, just didn't fall.
The Bulls leading by 11. Outside Jordan. Rodman sets the screen for Jordan. Pass to Rodman. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. And a big question in this game will be how effective Scottie Pippen can be with this back spasm issue.
Well, in Game 5, he was only 2 of 16 from the floor. But he gave them 11 boards, 11 assists, and 3 steals. Can he find a way to impact the game tonight?
Like he did in Game 5, you're right. Utah calls timeout. Isley's checked in for Stockton.
Howard Isley.
56 seconds left to play in the first. Takes it inside. A nice shot by Hornacek.
Malone, an outstanding passer at the power forward position. He's got really good floor awareness and has a really good understanding of when to get the ball to the open man.
And Mike, coming into this game, Malone said he wanted to attack the paint early.
That's right. Looking to put pressure on the rim and, if possible, get Rodman and Long in early foul trouble.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Pippen in the corner. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
From the tip, this team has flexed its muscles and shown its dominance.
What a start, particularly on the offensive end.
Here's Isley. "15 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Malone. And Pippen pulls it down.
Got some space in the mid-range, but wasn't able to convert. Still, not a bad chance for him.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the second quarter of the NBA Finals, Game 6 here in Utah, as the Chicago Bulls look to close out the Jazz. But do they have enough left in the tank to get it done? Here's Pippen.
And these Bulls have to feel like the time is now to close out the series. They do not want it getting to a Game 7 on the road.
Antoine Carr out there with Brian Russell. Then it's Isley. Then it's Morris. And it's Malone in at the 5, down low. That's the group right now for Utah. The pass to Morris. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Kukoc. And Clark, the Bulls looking to close it out tonight. Critical, since very few teams have been able to win a Finals Game 7 on the road.
And you know what, Kevin? If it got to that point, all the momentum would be with the Jazz having battled back from down 3-1. The Bulls got to play like this is the Game 7 here.
Oh, once again, you've mapped it out well, Clark. Stockton's checked in for Isley. Burrell, he's checked in for Chicago. And through gritted teeth, Pippen still, coach, getting it done.
Every step is a challenge with that back pain, but he's gutting it out for his teammates. Couldn't have asked for a better look. And a little frustration, he didn't get it to drop.
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. And it's in there. Jordan's got 16 points.
Stay aggressive. I don't ever like to see teams pump the brakes when they've got the lead. Stay aggressive, attack, a fantastic way to pad your cushion.
Absolutely. You know a run is coming.
And that one drops for him. Seems to me, Clark, like the Bulls doing a pretty good job of containing the terrific Karl Malone.
Well, you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. And after his big showing in Game 5, Kevin, they knew that would be a critical element tonight. Bottle up Malone.
That's right, top of the priority list. Here's Morris, following the basket by Michael Jordan. Stockton up top. No points in the game yet for him. Malone. And it's Chicago with the rebound. And in this MVP battle so far, Michael Jordan is coming out, I think, coach, on top.
Yeah, Karl Malone not having the same impact as MJ. That's been a factor.
Huge. Now, here is Morris. following the miss by Michael Jordan. And the foul called on Michael Jordan. That is his first foul of the game. The Jazz making a switch here. Anderson's checked in.
Shandon Anderson.
Down low. Here's Morris. That's good, and a nice assist from Stockton. Morris has got 4 points in the quarter.
And the Utah Jazz not getting a lot from their center position in this series. Both Greg Ostertag and Jeff Forster, relative non-factors.
Here's Burrell. Another three for Chicago.
Burrell is really a solid shooter from distance and doesn't need a lot of time to get his shot off.
Here's Malone. Buries it down low. And for the Jazz's center trouble, Clark, you can't help but recall the trade deadline deal that almost brought center Ronnie Cycli to Utah.
You know, Kevin, that trade was a done deal, but then somehow it just fell apart and fell through. A big man averaging 15 and 7 on Orlando. Boy, he could have really helped.
Oh, you said it. A different look for Utah. Keefe is checked in for Carr. And it's Hornacek in for Morris. Chicago also making some changes. Longley comes in for Tony Kukoc. And Buechler subbed in for Burrell.
And in these particular playoffs, the Bulls have lost 4 of their last 5 on the road. They know they've got to get busy and handle their business now.
Now, here is Hornacek. 5 to shoot. And Anderson kicks to Hornacek. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Here's Malone. Longley grabs the miss. And the Utah Jazz, Mike, the last 2 years, the best winning percentage in franchise history.
Top 2 in the league. This Stockton-Malone pairing is one for the record books.
History in front of our eyes. You're right. Fires the three. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
That's exactly what Buechler's role is on this team, to knock down threes. And he gets a lot of open looks, too.
Stockton outside. Malone kicks to Anderson. Back to Malone. Pass to Stockton. Over Kerr. The shot, no good. So the Bulls will take it the other way. Jordan against Keefe. And they double up Jordan. Dishes it to Rodman. Jordan against Keefe. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
What a fantastic move right there. Just that quick little reverse layup.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game. Isley's checked in for Utah. And the Bulls making a change also. Harper's checked in. .36 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Coach, they're ice cold on the offensive end.
Well, something has to change.
Pass to Malone. Shoots a fader, and he comes up with the deuce. And it's 6 points for Karl Malone.
Well, I like the determination and the hustle. This guy leaves it all out there every time he's between the lines.
Hornacek against Jordan. Over Hornacek. The shot's good from Jordan. Jordan's got 26 points.
And when you're guarding him, you've got to fight over the top.
Lock and trail around the screen and deny the perimeter shot.
Here's Malone. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Boy, the focus from Malone impressive. Not allowing the defense to get the better of him on these difficult finishes.
Michael Jordan getting it done for Chicago. He's up to 26 points in the game now. Just keeps pouring in the buckets. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the second half of Game 6 in the NBA Finals here in Salt Lake City, Utah. The Jazz trying to force a Game 7 against the defending champion Chicago Bulls in front of these tremendous fans. And here are the Bulls now.
And not just Scottie Pippen dealing with a bad back. John Stockton also dealing with back issues.
So with Rodman on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. We've got Longley. Kukoc is out there with Pippen. Then there's Harper, and it's Jordan in at the 2-guard spot. On offense, here are the Jazz. Hornacek kicks to Stockton. Passes it to Malone. Shot clock at 5. Nice ball movement by Utah. Three-pointer from Stockton. And that's collected by Longley. And apparently, Clark, Stockton got a back adjustment at halftime.
Well, Kevin, you know, at this point in the season, just about everybody is dealing with some kind of ailment. It's really a battle of attrition.
It is. Here's Jordan. He's got 26. Three-pointer. 1/2 remaining between Chicago and Jordan winning their 6th championship. You know, Mike, this is pretty amazing considering how banged up he is, just how effective Scottie Pippen has been tonight in this game.
And if this were the regular season, no chance he'd be playing right now. But he's in there and making a difference.
And a heroic performance. The pass to Stockton. 2 on the clock. Here's Keith. Kukoc with the defensive effort. And they double up Jordan. Pass to Longley. Jordan against Hornacek. Jordan.
Oh!
I'm loving it.
From him, fans love seeing this kind of dunk.
How about that? Just giving the people, Clark, what they want to see.
Gotta give them what they want.
Yep.
And you heard their reaction. They were all about that finish.
Carr, he's checked in for Utah. And Chicago also making a switch. Wennington, he's checked in for Longley. And so Stockton will bring it up for the Utah Jazz.
And, you know, you look at the Jazz with Malone and their other bigs. They've got a significant size advantage inside, but the Bulls have done a nice job holding their own on the glass.
And the foul called on Michael Jordan.
Second personal foul.
That's foul number 2 for him.
Foul.
The Bulls making a switch here. Kerr's checked in.
Steve Kerr.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Hornacek for 3. The shot comes out. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Mike, you were talking about the size comparison between these two teams. The Bulls are a lot bigger on the perimeter.
Yeah, Harper and Jordan both 6'6". Contrast that with the Jazz. Stockton at 6'1", Hornacek 6'3". They don't have the same length on the wings.
Right, it is on display for sure. Will it go? Stockton dishes to Malone. And they get it back. Stockton looking around. Hornacek for 3.
Utah foul. Antoine Carr.
Masters checked in for
That's his
Karl
first
Malone.
personal foul. Second team foul. Checking in for the Jazz.
Hornacek's gone 1 of 4 from the field.
And you look at Karl Malone, 6'9", 250 pounds, just a Goliath. The Bulls are hard-pressed to deal with his physicality inside.
Jordan is doubled. Pass to Kerr. The tray. Good, and the assist goes to Jordan.
3 points.
Jordan's got 6 assists here tonight.
Playing well on both ends of the floor, stifling defense and dangerous O. That's a heck of a combo.
That's what has built this league.
2 minutes.
Stockton passes to Hornacek. Tries again. And it's good on the layup. Hornacek's got his second basket.
Nimble play by Hornacek on the glass, snatching the ball and putting it right back up.
And Clark, you talk about defending Malone. Dennis Rodman is game for that challenge. He's game for any challenge, but that one in particular.
Yeah, with Dennis Rodman, it's about embracing that hard-nosed physical play. And we know that Rodman is a guy who never backs up from that.
No, he doesn't. And so here is Chicago after the basket by Utah. Jordan is doubled. 6 to shoot. And there's the feed to Pippen. Over Hornacek. And Scottie Pippen the bucket on the assist by Kerr. Pippen's got 8 points.
This is a shot Pippen is very comfortable with. He's extremely effective in the mid-range.
Coach, Michael Jordan is having himself a game. Wow.
Outplaying Karl Malone to this point.
Oh.
The Bulls getting the better of that superstar matchup.
Here's Jordan. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Jordan's got 10 points here in the second half.
Coming out of halftime, they're on an absolute tear.
And I don't know what was said in that locker room, but it's working.
Tipped away. It's stolen by Kerr. Shot from the wing. That one drops for him. Jordan's got 38 points.
Boy, are they locked in on offense, knocking down every shot right now.
And the other team has to step it up on defense. No excuse letting them torch you like this.
Now, here is Russell. He's still scoreless so far in this one. The finish. And Jordan slams it in.
Right now, I tell you, it's just clicking for him on both ends. I mean, good defense turned into great offense to keep them out front.
Coach Fratello, a chance here to stop the bleeding.
They need to do something to put an end to this run.
Stockton outside. Carr with a screen on Kerr. Russell with a wide open look. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's the Chicago Bulls holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. We're back for the fourth quarter of play here in Game 6. The Utah Jazz and the Chicago Bulls, for the second year in a row, battling for an NBA championship. It all comes down to this. Here's the Jazz with the ball.
And you look at it, John Stockton, 36 years of age, Karl Malone at 34. You wonder, is this their last best chance at a title?
So with Malone sitting on the bench, here's who's on the floor for Jerry Sloan. They've got Isley. Keith is out there with Foster. Then it's Morris. And it's Anderson in a two-guard. Here's Jordan. Following the bucket by the Jazz. There's the screen. Over Isley. It's Chicago with another bucket. And Stockton at this point has played more playoff games, Clark, than anyone in NBA history without winning a title.
Boy, you certainly respect the number of deep runs that he's been part of, and at this point, all he wants is a ring.
Because he's going to the Hall of Fame, but you're right. This has got to be the one thing absent on his resume.
No doubt.
And you got to respect, Coach, what we've seen from Scottie Pippen tonight.
A gutsy performance. Reminiscent of his teammate, Jordan's flu game in last year's finals, doing whatever is needed.
Yeah, good comparison. Now we go to David for a quick take.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, when you think about Michael Jordan's legacy, this is a guy with nothing left to prove, but he plays every game as if he has everything to prove. And it's part of what's made him great and part of what he's done for the game of basketball and this Bulls organization, which has won more with him than it ever did before he got here. Guys?
Puts it in perspective, D.A. Thank you. Mike Air Jordan. Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest of all time.
What more can we ask for? What has he done for the game of basketball and the NBA as a whole? It's simply remarkable.
Well, no one has covered more big Jordan games than you, Mike. You would know. Isley, good.
Brian Russell's size, he's 6'7" and 225 pounds, and he's got good athleticism, too. Really makes him the best defensive option for Utah in playing Michael Jordan.
Jordan is doubled. Passes it to Burrell. Outside, Jordan. Good, nice job down low. Jordan's got 46 points. And Russell drafted in the second round back in '93, Mike. He's played his entire career with the Jazz.
And he's not on the floor for his offense. His role for this Jazz team is to be a wing stopper.
Now, here is Morris. Now the pass to Isley. Just 4 to shoot. And the layup's good off the glass.
You see the confidence Keith has inside. He really attacks from this area.
Outside Jordan. And they double up Jordan. Pass to Longley.
2 minutes remaining.
Bulls moving the ball around. Here's Burrell. He's covered by Anderson. The Bulls need to get a shot off. Another three for Chicago.
Ever since halftime, they have been parked out at the arc, dropping bomb after bomb.
And who can blame them? When you're hitting like this, you got to just keep it going.
Here's Isley. Back to Morris. Pass to Isley. Pulls it up. Rebounded by Wennington.
Defense backing off there, knowing the mid-ranger is a low percentage level.
Jordan the pass to Wennington. The fader. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
How about the touch on Wennington's mid-range jumper? The big fella's got a nice stroke, y'all.
Morris outside. There's 53 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Here's Isley. It's hauled in by Longley. Foster against Jordan. And they double up Jordan. Wennington passes to Bushler. Over to the wing. Here's Jordan. And that one is good. Jordan's got 48.
They've turned it up a notch here during this home stretch.
Yeah, saving their best basketball for when it mattered the most. That's how you secure a win.
Shot to stop the run. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Good read from Forster, sensing one of his guys is open and whipping the pass to him.
Jordan with the ball. And the Chicago Bulls win their 6th championship, completing a 2nd three-peat. Without question, Mike, one of the greatest dynasties this league has ever seen.
6 championships in 8 seasons. A decade of dominance. The 90s have belonged to Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls.
And this title run for the Bulls, arguably, Clark, their most difficult, with age and injuries and even some palace intrigue. But for the moment, merely jubilation.
You covered it all there, Kevin. What a remarkable run. And now we'll just have to wait and see whether they decide to run it back one more time. This very well, though, could be the final chapter